Great job, by the way, in Celtic City. It was awesome.
Hey, you know what, Greg? When I went to game one, I went into the restaurant, and guess who I walked right into? Wick.
Oh,
He said
you
the
did?
same thing. He actually stood up. He gave me a high five, gave me a hug, and he said the coolest words to me in all of the years I've known Wick. So thank you, man. It touched me when he said what he said.
All right, you got faith tonight?
I got I got some things that us as basketball fans of the Celtics got. We just want to see a different chalkboard. Like I think whatever we were doing prior to that part's not working. We have injuries that they're not really letting us aware of. There's something wrong with Brown. He's not playing above the rim. Porzingis is going to the room doing layups and not dunking the ball, and that's never a big man's thing. You're supposed to always flush it. You got Keita on the bench who can't get in the game. He's got 6 fouls to spare. It's a rotation, man, and I would say this. The reason why I hit Wiggs, because I wanted to put this in the Boston atmosphere. Our sixth man of the year deserves to start tonight. That's it for me. Put him on the court. He's the pure three-point shooter. Let him start the game and get a feel of how to set the tone, then to come off the bench to save the game. And just let Horford come off the bench and keep the big man rotating all the time. You got 18 fouls there, and use them, because that's our problem. They go to the basket, and Brunson lays it up too much. Wiggs know you can't come across the defensive line that easy. That's impossible in sports. You got to put them on their butt. Use 18 fouls. That was my thing.
Yeah. And Mike, I would say this because Mike played the game and he was a very good point guard. And I like the PPritch. Not only do you start him, Mike, but I think let him run the point for your team, because now he's the truest point guard that you have that can create and still be able to get his shot off.
And that was my point, Wade. If you put him at the stardom, he has to run the point. You can't just let Brown bring it up. And you might make the offensive game easier for Jaylen, because that's not that much required. Remember, Tatum or Brown normally bring the rock up, and then you kind of just spread everybody else off to the side. Let him bring the ball up, and let him run around. He's young legs. Let him and Brunson have a little back and forth, man. Get the guard and jumping tonight. Let it be a little man's game tonight.
Michael, if you think that Brown got injured, do you think it happened during this series? Because when we saw Tatum out against the Magic, Brown was able to turn it on in that one. He had a killer instinct, so I'm hoping that we see a little bit of that tonight.
I don't know, Case, when it happened, but we do know he's not the same, and he's given us the best he could. All you got to do is look at the fourth quarter. Go back to Monday. Who was on the bench at the key times? When they were making their comeback, Brown was sitting right on the bench. You know what I mean? And that's always a tough position to be in when you know you want to do something and your body's just not allowed. And we know Brown, if he was all the way right, he would be sticking Brunson. That's what he enjoys. He enjoys that challenge. So I don't know when it did happen. It doesn't feel good it did, because he's the MVP. And look at it this way. Our other defensive specialist, Case, is Holiday. Where was he during the run? On the bench. So his hamstring might be a problem as well. Those are two key factors that watch the comeback sitting off the court, and that's never how you win a championship. So, me, can we hype up the crowd? We have to hype up the morning show. Y'all have to spread that energy through the city and help them understand. We can't just wear green. We got to go in there with a Game 7 attitude and say they're not leaving here winning on the parquet. We are going back to 34th Street, and we're going to make them nervous, because if they come back to the Garden for Game 7, maybe we would have been able to put them back in the chokehold where they belong.
Michael, Wiggy is so fired up here in Bermuda, he's not only wearing the green, he's smoking it.
Hey, it's from the earth, man. It was poured here for me and you.
Right.
Hey, listen, man. The clouds are right. Let's put the clouds over the Knicks. Make those clouds come all the way over the Knicks, Wick. Blow it to the left. Blow it to the right.
I'll definitely do my best to make sure I feel it. But I think, and Courtney has said this, Mike, and, I'm hoping that some of it rubs off on me. She said the Celtics can win tonight and they can still win this series. Do you feel that way and believe that?
I do believe it. I think if we change the chalkboard, what do you think Thibodeau is writing on his board? He already knows what we're doing. You have to call the audible, just like in football. You have to call some trick plays, and you have to move some pieces that he can't chalkboard about. He has to go to halftime to make those adjustments. Joe has to do something different.
Has he been out?
He can't just say, Brown, this is your game. Bring it up and down the court. He's going to get tired and he's injured. We have to do that. And I agree, we can win this series because we lost the 2 games.
Has Mazzulla been outcoached in this series so far?
At times, I don't think he's been outcoached. I just think he didn't make his adjustments as fast as Thibodeau did. So I don't know if that's considered out-coaching. He's just comfortable with a 6-7 man rotation, but he has to do an 8-9 man rotation and use his fouls. That's what they're there for. If someone's tired and you have these rookies with these young legs that can really contribute, the way you make the team deeper, like 08. Remember, we went all the way to Brown in 08. We went to House in 08, Posey in 08. It wasn't just the 5, Sam Cassell. That's 9 players right there. We're only going 6 or 7.
I would love to see Mazzulla do this, especially at the end of games, Mike, and you know how difficult it is for a point guard. I would blitz Jaylen Brunson as soon as he gets over half court, send 2 guys at him, and get the ball out of his hands.
Well, it depends. It depends what 2 you send. Remember, you have Holiday, you have Brown. Those are the 2 and the 3. Those are the ones with the injuries. So I understand blitz him. Maybe just turn your body to the left and get him to go right a little bit more and force him right as much as possible, which is his offhand, and see what that brings. If you notice, he throws the ball away sometimes. Remember, watch the games. Go ahead.
In your mind, do you think that the way that this series plays out, and if they are able to get out of this series, continue on through the playoffs, it will affect what this team looks like next year?
You know what? Another great question. I don't know, because I don't really sit at the head of the organization, but I do know I'm watching the maturation of a guard I was with all the way when Smart was in town, and that was Pritchett. In my group text with my crew, I kept saying, let him get in the game and do his thing. We see him in summer league, in preseason, then when the season comes, he's used. So I was very happy that the NBA recognized his contribution as the 6th man. I just think that we need to really focus on where Porzingis is and get confidence in our big man and understand we do need 2 true point guards. There's no way you can win a championship without that. So maybe the answer to your question is, if we do lose, look at the areas we need adjustments in. And it's definitely in the middle, and it's definitely at the point.
Michael Bivins, I am delighted that you reached out to Wiggy to come on this morning. You're welcome on this show anytime, any day, and go Celtics.
Go Celtics. You guys enjoy yourself. Thank you for having me, man. I will see you guys in Game 7, and we will celebrate, okay? Let's do it for the city.